you should be live, Josh. I don't think I can stop it once it started, Josh.
Now it's working. Okay. Hi, everyone. Sorry, technology is not playing nice with us. We're here at Laguna Seca, 2.2 miles, round 5 for SimCAR. And it's going to be one of those nights. Ray Kingsbury, Josh Mertz, Alex Larson. We're here. I had an intro written. Buttons are messed up. Ray's apparently Alex Larson on the graphic. We're here. We got 3.5 minutes left to qualifying. Ray, how are you? What do you think about
I'm
tonight?
doing great, Josh. I'm excited to see how this race goes. After survival of the fittest last beach at Long Beach, so this should be a much cleaner race for us.
Well, we're watching the intro video again, so here we are figuring it out. Alex throws his hands up. I don't know what's going on. Welcome to live production. We're in qualifying. You can't see it. We're getting done to being done with qualifying. That'll set the grid for our 45-minute race. Round 5 of SimCAR Porsche Cup. Here in Monterey, California. I don't know what's happening with any of these graphics. We don't have timing. Alex has his head down, and then it's his hands in his head in his hands. We're here. Penguin RC Simulation, Lambert Designs, Whiplash SimCams for our partners tonight. And let's see who's on top in qualifying. Ooh, Brandon Lambert, 1 minute 22.798. We still have music. I don't know what's going on. Hopefully it'll end soon. Alex, are you having a problem? Are you struggling?
No more music.
No more music.
Oh. We got a
one
spin.
around.
It was a Quokka car.
Okay. So we're here. We should be good to...
So interesting, Josh. The last 2 or 3 times we've seen Aiden Meta out on the track, he has been absolutely dominant. Tonight, through practice, he was 6th or 7th fastest, and Tony Flores, Brandon Lambert were quite handedly out in front of the field by about 0.3 in practice. And we're seeing that again here in qualifying as Lambert's out in front by 0.3 over Flores.
0.2 between them. Carter Gosh a further 1.5 behind Flores. And where is Aiden? Is 13th. Where is he? We've got 1.5 minutes left.
He's in the last corner. He's finishing up a lap, so that might change.
Let's see what it will do. The man who won 2 races so far this season crosses the line. 1 minute 22.687. It's P1 by 1/10 of a second over Lambert. Save the best for last, I suppose. Then he pulls off the road. So all these guys, flying laps count if you get your lap done in the next minute or so. So Carter Gosh in the pit lane. Josh Sussey will be the first car to end his qualifying run. Matthew Warwis behind him. Sussey crosses the line. 124.825. Warwis 24.2. He goes to 13th. Kevin Boland.
Lambert's pulling off, so that'll be it for him.
24.1. He goes to 13th. Raymond Rodriguez, AM class points leader. That lap doesn't count. He stays 11th. Bryan Sohn, next car. To complete his qualifying run, he's currently 16th in the 0-3. Across the line he goes, 24.1. He goes to 13th. And we have Tony Flores in the final corner. Now, he's currently sitting third. He's 0.3 off of Aiden Meta across the line for car number 7. And that lap doesn't count. And that is qualifying. Done and dusted. Aiden Meta, 3 for 3, I believe, for races that he's attended. And it's unfortunate, Ray, because I watched the first half of Long Beach, and I got really sad because Aiden was not there. After missing round 1, he will be tumbling down the points order.
Well, thankfully they do get a drop round, so he's really only 1 round behind. But our points leader, Cody Crosgrove, he has no power tonight. So despite his win at Long Beach, he's not going to be here tonight. So this is, I would say it's going to be his drop round, but I think he had a round in there where he only got like 1 point from a crash. So it's not over for Aiden Meta. He definitely can come right back into this thing with a win tonight. And I wouldn't be surprised if we saw that happen.
Let's take a look at the championships as qualifying is completed. Raymond Rodriguez jumps to 4th at the checkered flag. And we'll take a look at the Drivers' Championship and the AM Class Championship as we head to warm up. Cody Crosgrove with 76, Matt Mosby 63. Aiden Meadow with 60, tied with Matt Kingsbury. Brandon Lambert, John Marchbanks, Zach Goddard, Scott Lindgren, Tanner Prater, Raymond Rodriguez, the top 10. And in the AM Class, I think it is Raymond Rodriguez at the top of the table, followed by Scott Lindgren. There's 3 points between them. Moftaw, Lindgren, Arabatis, Warwas, Sohn, Coletta, Bryan Sawyer, and Karsten Quint, the top 10.
Speaking of Bryan Sawyer, he does not sound like he's a fan of this track. He just said it should be turned into a shopping complex.
You said that,
and
I realized
he must be more of a fan of Auto Club, I think. He likes going left.
That makes me really sad. We don't talk about they ruined my beloved Auto Club Speedway. All right. So Meta, Lambert, Flores, Rodriguez, Kingsbury, the top 5 in qualifying. Fanning, Gosh, Moftaw, Marchbanks, and Mosby, the top 10. Let's segue to upcoming programming on ASN, and then I will give our partners a proper read as we were flustered trying to get rolling. Our next show will be Sunday Night Lights from Barcelona, but I wouldn't be surprised if anybody's going to be racing or watching, because there are more important things like the Indianapolis 500 or the Coca-Cola 600. That's what I'm going to be doing. I don't know about you guys, and I won't be offended. If you want to race or watch 9 o'clock Eastern Time on ASN TV, that's going to be super fun. Okay. Alex, it's okay, Alex. Take a breath. SimCAR Porsche Cup, our next round. We cross halfway. Tonight, we go to Bathurst, Mount Panorama. That is going to be fun. That's the 28th of May, 9 o'clock Eastern Time. As just a reminder, the SimCAR Porsche Cup on ASN TV, brought to you by Penguin RC Simulation. Trusted by racers for their unbeatable support, rock-solid product guarantees, and high-performance sim gear. When you want equipment you can rely on lap after lap, Penguin RC Simulation delivers every time and is proud to present the Penguin RC Simulation Drivers' Championship, and also by Lambert Designs, the official graphics partner for SimCAR. From promotional materials to custom paint liveries, Lambert Designs has it all. For more information, join the NASA Discord and contact Brandon Lambert. And finally, by Whiplash SimCams, bringing you every angle, every lap, no matter the track, car, or series. Visit facebook.com/WSimCams. And thank you to Andrew Cardinale IV for camera support all season. ASNTVUSA.com if you'd like your content broadcasted. ASN TV USA across all platforms if you'd like to join the conversation. And if you'd like to race, we have something for everyone at NASA Sim Racing. NASASimRacing.com. Rallycross, cross car, 4x4 truck, stage rally, GT3, and the Porsche Cup here tonight. Or bring us an idea. It'll always be accepted. Unless it's something ridiculous. But we'll figure it out as we go. Brian's DMing me on Discord. Literally pave this track over into a Lowe's parking lot. I'm sorry, friend. The track layout is not... My intro was perfect. I wrote in my track intro... The layout has not changed in 40 years, Mr. Sawyer, so I don't think there are any plans to create a Lowe's parking lot with the land that Laguna Seca sits on.
Well, interestingly enough, Josh, Flynn Lazier put his dad on the VR and threw him on this track, and his dad tried to say that the turns aren't in the same spot as they are in real life. He has driven an Indy car around this circuit, but as they say, I think the laser scanning's pretty accurate.
There are some racing drivers that insist that sim racing, especially iRacing, is not beneficial or not realistic or not anything. And I don't necessarily agree. It's the next best thing.
My message to them is the same as Lowe's. Never stop improving.
I'm just going to address the elephant in the room. Tonight is going to be more laid back, if you know what has gone on today. It's not a fun time to be a racing fan. So we're here. We're going to give it our best shot. Hopefully we enjoy some chaotic racing in the memory of Wild Thing Kyle Busch. What's your thoughts on that, Ray? Or nothing, Ray. I'm trying to be sentimental, and you got nothing. And Alex has boxes popping up on the cast. I'm all by myself now.
I thought
what is
about to
happening?
shut the computer off and quit.
Alex, what are you doing?
I'm about to.
What are you doing?
I don't know,
Ray,
Josh. I don't know.
Ray, did you hear my beautiful question, Ray Kingsbury, and then you ignored me?
I did not.
You did not hear my beautiful
Some car was
question.
hitting
I
a
said
rumble strip.
we are racing in memory of Wild Thing Kyle Busch, given the news today. What's your thought process with that? Although I didn't think you were into NASCAR.
I'm not, but I had a cool experience with Kyle Busch when he was doing the IndyCar race from home stuff. There's a race at Motegi, and I jumped in his practice session and raced with him. And after the race, he had his crew chief get my telemetry data so he could learn how to drive the track. So that was pretty cool.
I
actually from that interaction and just discussing with him for a few minutes, during that practice session, I thought he was a pretty cool guy, actually.
It was really funny. When I was growing up, my old man hated Kyle Busch, thought he was not a great person. And then right before my dad died, he's like, Josh, I like Kyle Busch. I said, why, Pops? Why? He said, he reminds me of Dale Sr. I said, aye, Captain. And from that moment on, I was a Kyle Busch fan, but I digress. The grid for our race in Laguna Seca. Aiden Meta on pole position, ahead of Brandon Lambert. In car 46, Tony Flores, a perfect 1 minute 23.000 with Raymond Rodriguez, Matt Kingsbury, Kevin Fanning, Carter Gosh, Marwan Moftah, John Marchbanks, Matt Mosby, the top 10. Scott and Tucker Lindgren on row number 6. Then it's Brian Sohn, Brian Sawyer, Kevin Boland, Matthew Orwis, Josh Sussey, and 18th and last, Joe Pascucci in the 015. Or according to our timing, in 11th, Scott. Not Scott Lindgren, just Scott. Don't ask me how that one's happening.
See, when you're known by just your first name, you're a beast.
We've got a couple of fans hanging out in chat. Hate to see it, Mr. Timms. Hope to see you back, as he's out of town a lot this season. We've got a couple of Aiden Meta fans. We've got John Marchbanks exclaiming that he hates Laguna Seca. And a couple of others. Should be a good race. Join the conversation. We're going to have a fun time. 18 cars, 45 minutes for round 5 of the SimCAR Porsche Cup. Safety car immediately to pit lane. Meta and Lambert on the front row. Is it hard to say anything but a Meta win, but we'll just have to wait and see. Thanks for joining us on ASN TV. We get set to go green in California. And we are green immediately with a huge jump. Amazing jump from Meta. Side by side, it's Lambert and Flores down to the second corner. As you corrected me before we went live, the Andretti hairpin. Rodriguez, Kingsbury running wide as Lambert. Inside is Rodriguez. 2-for-1 special for the Puerto Rican, and he goes to second. Through the first real corner, here's Flores looking. And has Marchbanks parked it already?
No, Marchbanks pulled off a beautiful move on Grosh and went around the inside of him into turn 2. But Grosh actually he came back, and now he's pulled alongside of him and is trying to get by Matt Kingsbury now.
Lambert battling Flores. Flores out in the
Oh,
loose
the
stuff.
three
3 wide.
wide.
Matt Kingsbury. Carter Gosh off the road behind him is Marchbanks. Oh, boy. 3 wide. Kingsbury wisely backs out. One of the most terrifying corners, and Marchbanks hits Matt. Spins, saves it. Stalled essentially as Fanning compared to Moftaw. Moftaw had to avoid in the corkscrew for the first time. Everybody so far
there might be some
making
damage
it
on the
clean.
911 and the 30. The reason the 30 kind of made that save is because the 911 hit his front bumper at a 90-degree angle, so basically a T-bone.
Some Bryan Sawyer fans in chat as well. And at the end of the first lap, Aiden Meta leads by 1.6 seconds over Raymond Rodriguez. Brandon Lambert back to third. Flores in fourth. The last couple weeks, though, Tony's been quick, but he's been very error-prone. We saw that at Spa, especially when he was battling for the lead. Carter Gosh in fifth. Left Kieran Lifflander racing. And
So the
it's
911
confusing me
hit.
because... Go ahead, Ray.
I'm sorry. I was just going to say the 911 hit John Marchbanks quite firmly. I see no damage on his car, but John does have a bent front splitter, so at least until he can get down the pits, his forward progress is going to be hampered.
You saved me from blubbering on about random tidbits that really are irrelevant. Lambert and Rodriguez. Lambert got by him. We missed that. Apologies there. Rodriguez may be slipping down the order. Flores looking up the Rahal straight to the corkscrew. An incredible corner. The 7 is super light, and he hits the 129. Around Rodriguez goes. And that, well, you don't do live penalties in SimCAR, do you? Oh, if I'm Ray, I'm fuming. Points leader.
Yeah, he could be
to the
upset
back.
about it, but he's going to have to take it up post-race. This definitely looked like an error from Tony Flores. While that was happening, we did miss Brian's zone going off near the rear of the field. No major drama, just went off, lost a couple positions. So he's been shuffled out of the order a little bit.
So Meta leads by 2.4 seconds ahead of Lambert. It's a further 1.7 back to Flores. Flores loose in the Andretti hairpin, comes back across. Carter Gosh goes to third in the confusingly numbered 91, despite it being Lightning McQueen 95. So if
Josh,
we claim either
just
number.
missed one of
Flores
the best
to the
passes I've
inside.
seen all season.
Ooh, takes the third spot. Where we can't even go back and look at that. These guys are still dueling for third. It's been back and forth for 3 corners. What do you have for us, Ray? Sorry, inside Matt on Gosh.
No worries.
And Matt takes
It was
the spot.
Tucker
Carter lost 2
Lindgren,
spots.
Marwin Mofta, and Kevin Bolland were basically about to be side-by-side going into turn 2. And Lindgren, I have never seen someone
back.
make an overtake from a
Wow.
mile back. Probably 10 car lengths, cleanly made the overtake.
Marwan turned in and then had to turn out of the corner to avoid hitting Tucker. Impressive move. This Hornet's Nest, what is it, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th? We got a replay of this.
Yeah,
is
we're getting
this
it on
Tucker?
screen.
So this is up the hill. Turn 1 is technically here, and that's
Technically.
Tucker Lindgren with Marwan Mofta, I believe. Watch this move from a mile back, and he's already committed
He did
turning
miss
in.
the apex.
And then you see a car. Oh, well, I guess I got to turn right to avoid crashing.
I think
Good move.
Marwin got on the binders a little too early.
Kingsbury and Flores battling opens the door for Gosh. Meta and Lambert enjoy this. And in the AM class, that puts Scott Lindgren after Rodriguez's move from Flores. Tucker Lindgren has Boland in between him and his dad, but Scott has, let's call it 2 seconds over his boy.
He might get both of them before the next corner based on what we saw last lap.
That is fair, but he was 0.3 of a
Looking for
second
an
slower than
overtake into the
Scott
corkscrew.
the last time around. Look at Gosh and Kingsbury for the 4th spot, as Flores trying to gap them. Through the corkscrew. Such a fascinating circuit here in California. Never-ending left-hand corner. Switches back to the penultimate corner. Cambered corners left and right, and then down to the final corner, completely flat, easy to lock up. or at least
Oh,
make a
Matt.
mistake.
Matt was looking to make up some ground there, but he got it way too hot into the brakes. And now you're seeing he's backing up to Gosh down here into turn 2. Gosh's got a little bit of a run. I don't think he's close enough to make a move, though.
Carter Gosh will send it. Not from that far back, though. Makes me to be a liar. But Matt was a little hesitant. Open the door. They touch. And here comes the 35 of Mosby. Split the middle and take 2 spots, but both of them in spun. Matt comes across into Kevin Fanning. And now Kingsbury trying to get by. This puts Scott Lindgren. No, there's no position change for Lindgren, Boland, and Tucker. I don't know if we got a replay of that, but it looked like
I'm looking at it.
Matt defended.
Looks like he
I could
just
be off
missed the
base here.
apex.
Defended, missed the apex, and then tried to close the door. Let's take a second look. Perfect. Thank you, Alex. Into turn 2. Matt misses the apex, run middle, comes across. I don't know what that was. If spotters call on left-hand side, you leave the door open.
Yeah, I don't know if the spotter's calling the left-hand side before he's turned in or not, but it's really hard to tell.
Tucker, Mofta, and Boland. I want to publicly say this. Alex, I know everything was exploding 5 minutes ago. You are on it with finding battles. reading my mind in this instance. Matt's gone off the road, loses the spot to Scott in the 6.
Yeah, Matt's definitely banged up. He's going to have to get this thing into the pits once the window's open.
So now this puts 2 cars between the Lindgrens. But Matt has a slipstream, looks to the inside in turn 1. Scott gives him room. Down to the Andretti hairpin turn 2. You used to be able to use that concrete on the left side, on driver's right. Scott loses the spot, and now it's a race between the Lindgrens. Here comes Tucker, battling Dad Scott in the 6 as Boland got by Scott when he ran it wide.
And behind them, Marchbanks and Ghosh are side by side.
This is for 11th position. Gosh gets by him, the kid from Minnesota. And the battle for the M-Class win still raging on. We're only 7 or 8 minutes into this race. It's been so much fun already.
On the radio that the 21 is going to make his way down pit road this time by. It seems like the damage on the car is slowing him down quite significantly. He feels it's going to be faster if he comes down. He's willing to take that risk, and he's
sorry, Ray. Mofta looking. Hits the 997 of Tucker. That'll give him left rear damage. I think Tucker was going to set up a move into the corkscrew. Nothing doing there. Let's see if Matt takes to the pit lane in the 21 this time by. That will move Boland, Lindgren, Tucker to move everyone up. Gosh looks to the inside on Mofta. Nothing doing. Matt stays out.
Yeah, maybe he just smacked the pit in button or something when he spun, but I think we'll see him in sooner than later. I think we'll see Marchbanks in sooner than later as well.
You know what's interesting? I'm going to roll it back and see as this is Gosh battling Mofta, looking to the inside, down to turn number 1. The kid from Minnesota against the Egyptian. One of the Lindgrens as well involved through turn 2. Aiden Meta's given up a huge amount of time. Mofta to the inside on Gosh. There's a second between the 2 leaders. They touch again. Marchbanks into the wall with the left rear. He catches it just at the tail end. And it has gone from bad to worse for the 30.
Well, John tried to stay full throttle on the grass.
Nope. Not a good idea. Bryan Sawyer is effectively our war correspondent. He survived, and he sits in the 12th spot. We take a second look. It was Mofta and Gosh. Mofta gave him a nudge. Marchbanks just sent it to the outside. They touched, and into the fence he went.
I think war correspondent's a pretty good way to describe it, Josh.
And that's Brian's term. He said we need a war correspondent for NASA Rallycross, and I think Evan McFarland was set to do that for one of those races, but I digress. Aiden Meta is 0.2 slower than Brandon Lambert the last time around, who was 0.2 slower than Tony Flores. So the podium battle heating up just over 10 minutes in.
Yeah, that battle for the top spot, it doesn't look like it's much of a battle, but it's really ebbing and flowing, and you don't always want to be following closer than 1 second if you don't feel like you can pass someone, because that's where the aero disruption comes into play. So kind of that 1 second margin, if you're following and you don't think you're going to pass someone, that's a good spot to be to save the tires.
Kingsbury battling for the 6th position.
Yeah, and Fanning is looking for Mosby here on screen as well. It's going to have
paying
maybe a
attention
little
to
bit of
the
a run into
Lindgrens.
the corkscrew up here.
Lindgrens are 8th and 9th overall, battling for the AM class lead. Raymond Rodriguez has recovered to 13th, to put that into context. And he's only 3 seconds away from the Lindgrens. Scott defending driver's left. Will Tucker send it into the corkscrew? Nothing doing there. Gap is still 1.2 out front.
Well, truthfully, I think if you're Matt, you're quite lucky that you're still in 6th position after that incident he had. We saw that Gosh almost had the same incident with Lindgren. Tucker
Oh,
Lindgren
late
as well.
on the brakes is Matt! And he doesn't save it. He hits the wall in pit entry.
Well, the good news for Matt is he's going to have that quick repair to use.
Is it too early? Or is he's going to have to stretch super long to make that work?
I think
Tucker
Matt's
on
done
Scott
that.
up front, for the AM class lead in turn 2. Tucker gets it ahead of his dad, opens the door for Moftaw. It's a battle for the podium and the lead in the AM class. Raymond Rodriguez moves to 11th. As Bryan Sawyer's around in the 12, and he just carried too much speed. I think he's renting the bulldozer as we speak.
I think the pit window
Destroy
might
this
be
track.
open because John Marchbanks looks like he pitted.
Marchbanks probably had the left rear damage when he crashed, remember. As Josh Sussey struggling in the 13 in the back of the field. So Tucker is gapping Marwan and Scott. Marwan has gotten by Scott. Here comes Carter Gosh in the 91, looking drivers right, maybe drivers left, backing up the corkscrew. And down the hill.
Oh, big run for Gosh.
Door was
What
nearly
a move
closed.
to get to the outside there.
Can you do an
Just switch him back
I would say
around.
over-under into the penultimate corner? Nothing done yet. Phenomenal racing here in the Porsche Cup for SimCAR. And I think Gosh will get a Moftaw squirrely under acceleration on exit. Gosh looks to driver's right. He'll have the outside through turn 1, down to the Andretti hairpin turn number 2. Running way wide,
All
using
that
the...
pavement.
What a move! Can he make it stick? Scott closes the door. And then Rodriguez bowls his way through, gets some damage on the right front, but now put Raymond Rodriguez back to the AM class podium. But is that car healthy is the question.
That's a tough corner, but they do call it a hairpin. I always hated how it had 2 apexes. I was always thinking in my head, why wouldn't you just extend that apex, the curb out? And the reason that I've always felt that way is because you see drivers try to make the overtake after the first curb, after that first turn, before the second turn. And it's very deceptive. If you're the leading driver, you're taking what you think is the fastest line, but the other driver doesn't necessarily agree with that. They find his space just after the apex there.
Oh, Carter, we got word, black flag with the orange disc, the meatball flag for Carter Gosh. So when he came together with Scott, the left rear broke on the 91.
Oh,
that kid cannot catch a break. He cannot catch a break, whether it's connection issues or a crash. Matt Mosby in the pit lane from the 5th position, beginning the leader's pit cycle.
I think with Carter Gosh, that was the 3rd time he tried the over/under in turn 1, in turn 2 into 3, and it resulted in contact all 3 times. So maybe that's just not a move that needs to be made.
So Rodriguez hits the pit lane. Mosby is out of the pit lane. Vescucci passes him. Let's take a second look. This is Aiden Meta in the race lead.
Yeah, Lambert closed in on him about 3/10.
Tucker spun from 6th. What happened? Oh, he dove in on Kevin Boland and bumper hooked, and around the 997 went. So you know what's interesting is this is going to put Ray in 2nd in the AM class, but if Moftaw makes a mistake, Ray might benefit. And we take a second look at what happened with Tucker in the 997.
Yeah, if Mofta makes a mistake, I've been watching Marwan Mofta race and racing with Marwan Mofta for more than 5 years now, and Marwin's a very good driver, and he's gotten a lot better. But yes, Marwin can make mistakes.
Under a second for P1 too.
As
The battle for the
front.
race lead is heating up, Josh.
I was
Lambert's
trying to
closed it
find
down
it.
to 3/4 of a second now.
No, it's down to a quarter of a second between Meta and Lambert. I'll keep my eyes on this if you want to keep an eye throughout the field, Ray, because last time around, Lambert was up by a tenth on Meta, and again
Oh, here
Flores
comes
was
Matt.
up by a tenth.
That's going to get a
Over.
double into turn 2.
In turn 2, Kingsbury passes Pascucci and Sussy for 12th, 13th, and 14th. The gap is back up to half a second. I'm impressed with Lambert's pace, but is Meta conserving? Is Lambert pushing, or is it a mixture of the two?
It's
As the
probably
Canadian
both.
ahead
It's
of the man from Alabama.
really, really hard to follow in any sports car at this track. There is an element of front arrow. These are all very fast sweeping corners. So the closer you get, the more it's going to chew your tires up.
So Meta leads Lambert, 28 minutes left to go. Lambert was up by a tenth of a second again. I remember from Okayama a couple weeks ago when Aiden pitted with, 5 minutes left and still won the race?
Yeah, I mean, maybe he's figured out that there's a fuel window and we're not aware of it. You never know. It was a short pace lap, Josh.
Let's see. Meta, Lambert, third is Flores, Fanning, Boland, Moftaw, Lindgren. Where is... So Rodriguez, Ray just came out of the final corner compared to Moftaw exiting turn 5. The pit for the 129 of Rodriguez, Ray, was 31.4 seconds. And he is... no, he's only 20 seconds back. So he might steal this away from Moftaw in the 191 once pits are done.
Yeah,
Lambert's
Rodriguez
all
has
over
definitely
everywhere.
got the pace.
Of Meta. Rodriguez
Though
trying
he
to go
did
for 3
just
wins
get
in a
held
row.
up a little.
We begin lap number 14. The gap is a quarter of a second between Meta and Lambert. Brandon Lambert closing in into turn 1, pokes his nose in. Meta leaves the door open, tries to take the second apex, has to leave that one open too. And we're side by side, the Canadian versus the man from Alabama into turn 3. Backing out of it, over, under, potentially under the bridge to turn number 5. Tricky corner, you think it's banked, turn 4 rather. You think it's banked, it's not, it's easy to run down off the road to turn 5 and 6. A couple of tricky corners as well. Slight camber in this left-hander. Easy to drop a wheel off onto the gravel. One of the trickier corners, turn 6 before the Ray Hall straight. Blind apex, easy to clip the curb. We take a look from the side of the 46 up the Ray Hall straight to the corkscrew. One of the most famous corners in all of motor racing, whether it's real or virtual. Lambert deep on the brakes in the 46. Perfect camera shot, car length between them. Heading to Rainy Curve, turn 9. This
These guys
last
battling,
sector, brilliant.
Tony Flores is closing in, and Kevin Fanning is running just a little bit faster than this lead bunch as well. So keep going, guys. I want to see this pack up a little.
As Meta, Lambert, Flores, Fanning, and Boland, the top 5 right now in Laguna Seca. As Moftaw 6th, 7th, Tucker Lindgren leading the AM class. Matthew Werwis looking good in the 47. Sohn and Bryan Sawyer, the top 10. At the moment, what a save off monitor for Sawyer. He was full left lock off the corkscrew. I think Bryan really wants to rent that bulldozer. As Tony Flores, dropped the left rear onto the curb. I think his tires are cooked in the 7. He's pushing so hard to catch these boys. He was 2/10 up on Lambert the last time around.
I know it's not a long race, but you got to preserve the tires enough that they last to the end, and they're not even to the halfway point, I don't believe. Or maybe just getting close to it. So sometimes the tires are a little too hot. It doesn't hurt to actually come down pit road. We saw Kevin Fanning actually dropped off the pace of the leaders this last lap. Went down to a 23.7. He had a little bit of a moment.
was a 22.9 for Meta, 23.0, 22.8, and a 23.7 for the top four. Meta, Lambert, Flores, and Fanning. As Lambert off the road in the 46, he's trying everything to gain time on the Canadian. Really set the form book on fire, Ray, when Aiden came in and dominated those two races. Missed last week, missed the first race in Spa, but his performance, it was Okayama for round 3. Incredible driving.
Yeah, you know, it is, we are in the middle of the desert here, basically, and, you know, wine country, and California, right? So it's warm, and it's May. You know, I don't think we really considered how much tire deg there might be.
You have to respect them. Let's take a look. I'm not sure if we have a graphic for it, but in-game weather right now, 4:23 p.m. according to this, 68 degrees ambient. But what is the track? Are you lying to me?
90-degree track temp.
I clicked the wrong tab. 90-degree track temp.
So it's not a cold track. It's not the hottest, but it's not cold.
As the top two. Oh, we do. Look at that. Thank you, Alex. We're learning as we go. There's things that I don't even know about in this
Meta
graphics
lost
package.
the back end on brakes there a little bit. You saw Lambert got in on just a little bit better than he did.
Final corner. They matched lap times the last time around. Did Lambert and Meta.
Yeah, he's going to have a run here, but I don't know if he's close enough. And Flores, he had a rough last lap.
I hate to do this. We need to step aside. We're halfway through. You won't miss a thing. We're going to go side by side, and if something chaotic happens, we'll break out of it. We'll be right back from Laguna Seca.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Absolutely be doing what he has to do. He has to go for the championship. He has to recover the points that he lost. He's down the race, takes the lead in the 12. What a move. And he takes the lead and holds
By
it.
side between these two in turn one, this is going to get spicy.
Exiting turn one, over the jump to begin the first lap clock at the inside line. McFarland contact between them. They are still side by side. This opens the door for Wetz. He can't make anything happen. Over in the 26, he has not won in quite some time. Dragster acing the entry to turn one, up heading to the inside of Magnus, gives him a nudge. The grip strip on the inside, Phil. Wetz had a little bit better run, but looks like Rodney's going with his spot. The SimCAR Porsche Cup on ASN TV is brought to you by Penguin RC Simulation, Lambert Designs, and Whiplash SimCams. If you like what you have seen tonight, be sure to like and subscribe to ASN TV, no matter the platform, at ASN TV USA. And if you'd like your content broadcasted, ASNTVUSA.com. Be sure to like and subscribe and ring the bell and all those good stuff, all good stuff and things. We're trying our best, right? And if you'd like to race with us, join the chaos at NASASimRacing.com. We have our friends here at SimCAR featured with GT3 and Porsche Cup. We've got cross car, rallycross, stage rally, 4x4 trucks. You can bring us an idea. We're always up for some chaos. Welcome back to round 5 of the SimCAR Porsche Cup in 2026B with Alex Larson finally figuring out the buttons. I love you, buddy. And Ray Kingsbury next to me in the commentary box. My name is Josh Mertz. We almost had a horrible incident with Bryan Sawyer in the corkscrew, Ray. What happened?
Well, Bryan forgot he wasn't driving a bulldozer. Rather, he was driving a sports car, and he tried to go through the dirt and take down the corkscrew because he doesn't like it. Instead, he took himself down.
Listen, okay. He's just honing. He's from Florida. He's honing his inner Florida and Wisconsin man. There was a guy in Florida that stole a bulldozer.
Florida man drives bulldozer.
Yes! There was it's a different TV show, not a sponsor. It's Body Cam. It's phenomenal. A guy stole a bulldozer and just drove it through a neighborhood. I just thought of Bryan when you said that. Like, you know, he's just so upset with this track. He just wants to destroy it. Back to the action at hand, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I am shocked, both by Aiden Meta not pulling away and Brandon Lambert hanging with him. The last 2 races that Aiden has won, the 2 races that he won, have been domination. He has not pitted, but Brandon Lambert has not let him out of his sights.
Yeah, I do wonder. This is probably one of the tracks where setup matters quite a bit in terms of how you build it. It's a lot of curb usage. Brandon does a pretty decent job with Kevin at wrenching on these cars, so maybe they figured something out. It does shock you that Meta's not pulling away a little bit more because Brandon's been quite close for a few laps, and that does tear the tires up. So I I selfishly want Brandon to succeed here because I want to see more racing, but I am also pessimistically thinking that his tires are probably going to start falling off in the next couple laps here if he doesn't get some clean air on the nose.
So Tucker Lindgren pitted. He came out in front of Raymond Rodriguez. But this puts Bryan Sohn right now up 6 places in the lead of the M class, but he has yet to pit. The top
Marwin
5
Mofta is
have
about
not
to
pitted. Fastest
go on
lap
by Scott.
for Lambert. And Matt has disconnected. Your brother's race has gone from bad to worse.
Matt has rage quit. Indeed.
You said it, not me. I was thinking it. I'm trying to be a professional journalist. You're allowed to insult your brother. So
Actually, I
here
think
we
it's
are.
encouraged.
Don't tell me that. Aiden Meta still leads. Brandon Lambert in second. Tony Flores in third. We can be as professional as you want us to be when you hire us, okay? We could be super professional, or it's like a podcast and we're hanging out and enjoying the racing, and a mix of the two. It's now back up to a second ray between Aiden and Lambert. Lambert, well, no. They both set a 1 minute 22.5, so Lambert's got to figure this out. It's easy to catch a guy, but passing him's another thing.
I just went to go look if Matt maybe like had an accident. I think he probably miscalculated his fuel, came in a lap too early, and decided Alt F4 because he was going full speed down straight away.
I knew when he pitted, earlier, because he had that crash, if I remember correctly, and he pitted. And why are you pitting this early? You're not going to make it.
He was 8 laps in.
Lambert in turn 2, he saved it.
Front.
Oh wow! He overcommitted to turn 2. 4-wheel drifted through the middle of the apex, but he gave up a second on Meta. He is pushing so hard in the 46.
Well, he's only given up a second on Meta. Flores has given up 4 since the last time we checked in. And Fanning was 4 seconds behind the lead. He's now 19 seconds behind.
Boland pits in the 49. This will elevate Mosby up to the 5th spot. Mofta and Lindgren have swapped 10th and 11th, and that is for 4th position in class. At the moment, Josh Sussey just flicking through the field. He has spun in the 13. Mofta and Lindgren battling for 10th and 11th. And when will Meta pit? In the 921 is the question.
Just someone worth keeping an eye on is Marshbanks. I mean, if that fuel strategy is adequate, he's already pitted way before a lot of these guys, and he's got some pace. I think he might jump up, just outside the top 5 here.
Scott chasing down Mofta, looking drivers right, middle of the road. Mofta first apex, second apex. Carter Gosh posted in the Discord chat, sorry to the people I've killed in turns 1 and 2. I thought a switchback would work. I should have learned after the first time. Well, you're young and you make mistakes. In the pits is Lambert from the second position. Does he take tires? Car stays on the ground. He's falling down the order. No, it went up. Okay.
Here comes Marshbanks.
Marchbanks in the 30.
I am shocked. I've never seen John back out of a. I was gonna say I've never seen John back out of a crash. I've never seen John
Looking
back
left.
out of a pass. That's why he's usually
Looking
in crashes.
In the corkscrew behind Marwan Mofta. This is a battle for 11th and 12th. Marchbanks better run
what
through the
move.
second phase on the outside, the 30 versus the 6. It has not been a good race for Marchbanks.
Get the run though.
Into the
I
front,
don't
the
know.
penultimate corner, nothing doing. Will Meta pit to respond? No.
Oh, what
Flores.
a move! Lindgren's
Ryan
gonna have
Sohn
the
off
run
the
off
road.
here, but I think if John can just hold a little overlap here and have some right to that corner apex, he's gonna be through here.
Side by side through turn 1, down to turn number 2. It's slight overlap with Scott Lindgren and John Marchbanks.
he's
Lindgren lets him have it.
Yeah.
Fires back,
A little bit
though.
of a run back.
Nothing
Both
doing.
of them made mistakes.
No pit stops yet. For the top 3. Kevin Fanning yet to pit. Bryan Sohn yet to pit in the 0-3.
Ballin looking for that move on Sohn, though. Ballin fresh out of the pits, I believe, unless he had an off last lap
Yes.
because he just ran
Fresh out of the pits.
pretty
One
big-
lap. One lap out of the
Yeah.
pits so far.
Sohn has not come down the pits, so Ballin theoretically should be quite a bit faster.
9 3/4 minutes left to go here in Laguna Seca. It has been a phenomenal race today. It's what we needed after the bad news a couple of hours ago, for sure.
So, Josh, you were saying you were keeping an eye on the pits. It looks like Lambert's come down, just to update our viewers. He's done his pit stop, I believe. Fanning, Flores, and Meta remain.
Only 3
to come down
cars
the pit
that have
range.
not pitted are the top 3. Everybody else is pitted, with Bryan Sohn joining the contingent in the pit lane. So some crucial statistics here. Lambert took tires, but everybody else took fuel. He gave up as
Yeah.
Meta pits.
I think with it being hot enough, the tires, I mean, honestly, he had nothing to lose. He's got a huge gap out of the back. We didn't see it work at Long Beach, but I think if the tires are falling off bad enough, it could be worth it. He might not pass him, but he might get to him.
Flores pits as
I don't
well.
know. I find
Fanning
it hard
pits
to
as
believe.
well.
I find it hard to believe it'll be worth enough time. There's only 7 minutes left, 8 minutes left in this race.
I don't think it was a good idea. No, Meta did not take tires. Car has exited the pit lane. We stay focused on Lambert. That's no contest for the race lead. Flores and
Yeah, it's not
Fanning.
even close.
Flores and Fanning have exited, no tires.
So
No,
something
Fanning
you
is-
can do
Fanning's still in the pit
in
lane.
the sports cars, Josh, is they change each tire at one at a time. You could take right sides or left side tires usually with fuel and not lose time.
Battle for second. Flores and Lambert. And this is the difference between tires versus no tires. Lambert has lost the spot, but he should be able to fight back to the second position over the next 8 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a pretty big grain-in period for these tires, Josh. They take quite a bit to get up to temp. Something tells me Lambert didn't take those tires on purpose. I think he just forgot to relay that information to his pit crew.
So now everybody has taken their pit stop, and it's all a matter of lap times until the end. 7.5 minutes left to go.
I mean,
Aiden
anything
Meta
can
with an
happen,
8.5
but
second lead.
I have a feeling this is going to be pretty status quo up at the front here. Until
Tucker
Lambert
Lindgren
can catch up to Flores.
leads in the AM class by 8 seconds over Raymond Rodriguez. It's a tale of getting caught up in other people's messes.
Oh, John Marshbanks had a
Look at
little bit of an
Marshbanks.
issue.
Flip the curve
don't
in
think
turn 6
we're
before.
watching that
Yeah, I've
screen.
done that before. I've done that before.
Yeah, who hasn't? You avoided the
Like
wall
I-
this time. That's
Like I said
that's
earlier,
improvement.
he backs up into traffic.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh!
I made that mistake. I remember vividly practicing the F1 car here just to practice it. I clipped that curb. I went flying. I went to a different zip code. It was not a fun time. So Lambert a second away from Flores. If I'm Lambert, and I know that Lambert, it was a mistake, right? He wouldn't purposely take tires. I agree with what you said. I know Lambert. I've known him for nearly 20 years. He wouldn't make a mistake like that on purpose. He'd be kicking himself, and he's laser focused to try and take this second spot back. Car length between him and Flores into turn number 6. Misses the apex
Yeah, he
off the
overdrove
road. What was that?
I was gonna respond to you, Josh, and say I don't know. In my experience with Brandon Lambert, he gets very flustered when he makes mistakes. Laser focus, yes, but it's more like
Easy to make mistakes while being laser focused.
yeah, it was not even a laser focus. It's almost like a rage-induced focus.
Yeah.
It's like he becomes a Sith Lord.
It's I've been a part of many races with Mr. Lambert. I recall some NASA Rallycross races from the inaugural seasons back in 2012 when I decided it was a good idea to drive into him to pass. Yeah.
I'm gonna guess you didn't finish that race.
Yeah, I got back what I did. I got it back twofold. Yeah, I'll never forget that. I learned how to pass after that, is what I'll say. Thank you, Mr. Lambert. 5.5 minutes left. Thanks so much for hanging out with us here on ASN TV. If I refresh this, we got 10. Let me see if this number's correct.
Oh, Matt
Not
Mosby's
10.
around in front of Kevin Fanning in turn 2. Fanning's gonna drive right by him.
Mosby,
No further contact, no further incident, but
no issue.
position lost.
Ryan Sawyer spun again in front of Flores and Lambert in turn 4.
Oh, and he's
Stays
just
off the
beached
road.
out there. Imagining this place is a Lowe's.
Matt Kingsbury. We were good on fuel. Tires were killed from the damage and the spin and had just enough fuel. So your brother's hanging out with us in chat. I'm sorry, Matt. One day it'll go good for you. One day. Through the corkscrew. Battle for second rages on. We take a second look at Bryan. Now we're back to Lambert and Flores. Battle for second here in Laguna Seca. 4.5 minutes. Flores clobbers the curb in the penultimate
Holy
corner.
moly. The issue is you're seeing that the cold tires, they take a while to fire up. So even though Lambert's driving a pretty clean line, he's just not getting the traction on the exits of the corners, not getting the rotation in the middle of them, and he's just not closing in fast enough on Flores right now.
Biggest mover so far this race tonight. Kevin Boland up 8 positions is the Briton. In 7th, started in 15th. Biggest losers, Matt Kingsbury, Carter Gosh, down 11 places from their starting positions.
There's not a whole lot else going on this racetrack right now other than this battle between Lambert and Flores. And Lambert's going to look inside. He's not close enough, a little early on the brakes there.
It's 6.8 seconds.
They're going to head up to Laney here and then down into the corkscrew.
Lambert better run this time.
A little bit of a bobble from Flores.
Up the Rahal straight, down to the corkscrew. Lambert backs out of it. Flores, they both seemingly missed their braking points. Or was Flores defending?
Flores
Lambert on the
definitely missed the
outside.
braking point.
Through the never-ending left-hand corner. Now to the penultimate corner. The right-hander, don't clip the curb. Exit the corner, down to the final hairpin, completely flat. Easy on the brakes. Spot the curb. Utilize the AstroTurf.
From Lambert.
Slipstreaming. Stay in the slipstream as long as you can. Through the non-existent turn 1, past the hill, down to the Andretti hairpin. 2 3/4 minutes left to go. Battle for second. Lambert looks outside, utilizes the concrete. Can he get the car to stick? Over, under. We've seen this end in tears
tonight. Wait for the
tonight.
run, though, Josh. Wait for the run.
Off a turn 2.
A little bit too much grass, but he could have had it.
Drops the right sides into the sand. Into turn number 3 and into turn number 4. Car length still between them, battling for the second position. Nothing else happening on track to keep you guys aware of. Tucker Lindgren still leads in the AM class with 2 1/4 minutes left to go. Flores rears, losing it, defending to the inside. Lambert takes the spot. They're side by side into turn number 6. Still, and Flores lets him go.
Yeah, he had to. He had no rear grip. You could actually hear the tires losing grip as they were side by side.
And Lambert takes the spot. Flores took no tires. Lambert took 4 fresh boots, but he's still 10.1 seconds behind Aiden Meta in the 9:21. And we will have 2 laps to go. No shenanigans like last week with Cody Crosgrove. 1 minute 33 left on the clock. Time will expire on the next lap.
Closest battle on track is between Bolland and Raymond Rodriguez. That's what we've got on the screen for you guys here. Rodriguez, I believe, is the AM leader. Marwan Mafta following just behind in second. This could get interesting.
Lindgren's doing such a good job.
Sorry, I forgot about Lindgren.
He existed. It's okay. He's 7 seconds, let's call it, in front of Boland and Rodriguez. This is still a good race for Rodriguez, but what could have been if he didn't have that issue? In turn 1, Mafta looks to the inside on the Puerto Rican. Does the Egyptian? As they battle for 7th, 8th, and 9th with the Briton Boland in the 49. If you're liking what you're seeing, reminder, join us next Thursday, 9 o'clock Eastern Time, for more SimCAR action. We'll be in Bathurst. Mount Panorama, Alex, Ray, and myself, Josh Mertz, for that one. Should be a great time. And NASA Rallycross Lights on Sunday. We'll go over programming notes shortly after the event.
And they thought Long Beach was scary?
I just want to close my eyes.
They're going to be bouncing like kangaroos.
Sector. I'm gonna close my eyes the entire second sector. We'll figure out how to commentate while we're doing it with my eyes closed.
And you're going to be saying, oh, into the wall a lot.
I'm just going to go off with the noises that I'm hearing in my headset. Boland, Rodriguez, Mafta.
Yeah, Mafta's got a nice run here.
We're on lap 33 on the white flag.
I like seeing Rodriguez respecting Mafta's run there, and he left him the space on the outside.
Meta,
Classy
Lambert,
racing going
Flores, the podium.
Bryan Sawyer
battles.
just got lapped by Mosby, but he looks fast, Bryan.
He doesn't like this track. He wants to turn it into a parking lot.
I know. I think he just came out of the pits.
Up front, Aiden Meta to the corkscrew for the final time in the 921. The Canadian is 2
Moff
for
to
2
inside.
in starts.
He's made the overtake.
Moffat dives to the inside on Rodriguez. That's for second in class, ahead of the points leader.
He was fighting grip on all four corners of that car to do it, too.
Back to the leader. 2 for 2 with the races that he has attempted. He did not race in Spa, and he did not race last week in Long Beach. But off the final corner, he survived a valiant effort from Brandon Lambert, but it's not to be. Aiden
And
Meta,
Moff
3 for
is
3.
making another
Winning
run.
in Laguna Seca. Moffat trying to close on Boland. Second place will be Lambert. Third will be Flores after the tire gamble for both of them. Fanning fourth. Mosby. Tucker Lindgren holding on to the AM class lead. Moffat trying to surge past Kevin Boland. Raymond Rodriguez closing in for the AM class third place. Scott Lindgren, no contest for those two. This is
Oh,
for
yeah,
seventh,
nice turn.
8th, and 9th.
If he can get a good exit here. Yeah,
Don't throw
Boland
this
checked
one
him up.
away. Boland
Yeah,
hit the
get to
curb.
his outside.
Moffat looks to the outside, rounding the final corner. Boland,
Oh.
Moffat, Rodriguez. The running order will not change.
I
Boland
think he
seventh.
saw Rodriguez coming. Got a little
Moffat
nervous.
8th. Rodriguez 9th. Scott Lindgren in 10th. Warwis 11th. 12th, Marchbanks. 13th, Sohn. 14th, Bryan Sawyer. 15th, Josh Sussey. Kingsbury, Pascucci, and Gosh. The remaining classification tonight in Laguna
Very
Seca.
enjoyable race, Josh. John Marchbanks has found his way onto his roof.
Vehicular gymnastics somewhere on this track. Pull up that classification. We'll get a second look as we take a look at Marchbanks upside down on the pit exit. A fun little race tonight in Laguna Seca. It's Aiden Meta by, 9.5 seconds over Lambert. Flores completes the podium. Lindgren, Moffat, Rodriguez, the podium in the AM class. And we can shuffle. You want to do? Give me a final thought while I'm pulling some stuff up, Ray. We'll do this a little backwards, I know. But that was a good
I'm
race.
going to try
Really
to
good race.
update the points real quick, but that was a really fun race to watch.
Oh, if you're doing points, then hold final thoughts. I'll take us through a couple things. You let me know when points are good. The SimCAR Porsche Cup on ASN TV, brought to you all season by Penguin RC Simulation. Trusted by racers for their unbeatable support, rock-solid product guarantees, and high-performance sim gear. When you want equipment you can rely on, lap after lap, Penguin RC Simulation delivers every time and is proud to present the Penguin RC Simulation Drivers Championship. By Lambert Designs, the official graphics partner for SimCAR. From promo materials to custom paint liveries, Lambert Designs has it all. For more information, join the NASA Discord and contact Brandon Lambert. And also by Whiplash SimCams, bringing you every angle, every lap, no matter the track, car, or series. Visit facebook.com/WSimCams. And thank you to Andrew Cardinale IV for camera support all season. There have been some phenomenal angles tonight when I'm peeking over on the feed that you guys are watching. If you like what you have seen tonight, be sure to like and subscribe to ASN TV, no matter the platform, at ASN TV USA. If you DM Bryan and you ask him really nicely, he might give you that link to the dark web, but I can't guarantee anything. Be sure to ring the bell, subscribe, like, feed the algorithm gods, catch our live streams every week. And if you'd like your content broadcasted, ASNTVUSA.com. If you'd like to race in this chaos that is SimCAR or NASA, there is something for everyone in 2026. NASASimRacing.com. Rallycross, stage rally, cross car, 4x4 trucks, Porsche Cup that we have watched tonight, and the GT3 series should be coming back. After this, I think it's in the autumn time. Should be super fun. Speaking of ringing the bell to catch our live streams, Alex, can you give me that schedule and we'll go over it here shortly. Our next cast will be Sunday Night Lights from Barcelona. Unfortunately, my friend, they don't want interviews for SimCAR, so I have to tell you that. Sunday Night Lights from Barcelona. That's Sunday, 9 o'clock Eastern, you'll have, I don't even know. Is it Bryan's week? I'm off. That's all I know. So I think it'll be
Bryan's.
Bryan and Josh Darnell. SimCAR Porsche Cup next Thursday at Bathurst. Make sure you bring all your protective equipment. Your PPE, your gloves, your glasses, your hard hat, your fire retardants, whatever else it might be, because that race is going to be very crazy. 9 o'clock Eastern time. Alex Larson, Ray Kingsbury, myself, Josh Mertz for that one. Ray, did you manage to get points updated?
I did, and they are close in every single category.
Let's
The overall,
transition to that.
and
See if
the teams.
see if that. Let's see if is that correct. It's all on you because I don't have the points. Maybe, maybe not.
That is not correct. I can read them.
Just who is leading both championships is all you'll
We've
need
got
to do.
Eden Meta out front with 90 points over Brandon Lambert and Matt Mosby, who each have 84. In the AM class, Raymond Rodriguez with 112, leading over Scott Lindgren with 111. And then the team championship is also very close. Team KLR, Pink Fury, 147, Silverback Racing, 143, Penguin RC, 141, and then Solpic Precision Racing with 131. So 15-point spread between 4 teams. These numbers are an estimate. We have to still do penalties for this week, and I think penalties for last week didn't get calculated in. But regardless, very, very close action out there.
So now that you've got all that done, give me a final thought, and we will wrap this race up from Laguna Seca.
Yeah, I think at the start of the race, I told you Aiden Meta missed last week, but, you know, that doesn't really mean a whole lot when drivers are having a lot of inconsistency out there. So he picked up another race win here. He's boosted himself all the way up to the first in the standings. And similarly, Brandon Lambert, solid result tonight, pushed himself all the way up to second in the standings.
That's amazing. When you were saying those points, I was trying to calculate in my head. Aiden Meta 3 for 3 on wins. He's missed 2 races. Granted, one's a drop week. And he's leading the points after missing a race. It's phenomenal what we are watching in SimCAR this season. And I watched Long Beach, and of course I've been calling this entire season. And it's been phenomenal. This one was an interesting one. It had moments of chaos. It had moments of incredible moves. And I think just Laguna Seca, I didn't really buy into the Laguna Seca is a great track until this race, because you can make moves everywhere, and you could also see where not to make moves, especially if your name is Carter Gosh, making a move in turn 1. They are debriefing all over the Discord chat as to what has happened as the checkered flag has fallen in Laguna Seca. Alex, you have a final thought, or am I good to close it up, my friend?
That was a fantastic race. Can't ask for much better than P1 and P2 fighting each other for the entire first half of the race.
We fixed our issues. You were able to enjoy a great race. We were able to enjoy a great race. And on behalf of our entire production staff, my name is Josh Mertz. Thanks for joining us for the SimCAR Porsche Cup. Congratulations to Aiden Meta and Tucker Lindgren, our race winners this evening. Be sure to join us Sunday for NASA Rallycross Lights from Barcelona, or next Thursday for more SimCAR Porsche Cup action from Bathurst Mount Panorama in Australia. Until then, so long, everyone.